minimize the downtime here. We jump into this town versus Protoss. We have to the bottom right hand side the red Protoss player. It is going to be DNS. Going up against the blue Terran in the upper left hand side from Titan 1X, it's aLive. So really excited to see what's going to be happening here, excited to see what these players are going to get up to, because I really feel like DNS could be one of the players to really bring the fight to aLive today and to really make this group very interesting as we go on and along. Again, let me know what's up in the chat today as well. Going to try my best to read the chat and see what's up. We're on a 2-minute delay, so I can't talk with you guys perfectly, but I can't talk with you guys perfectly, but always interested to see what you have to say if I do get a chance to read, so let me know what's up, let me know how you guys are doing, and of course welcome to the stream. Our second day of WardiTV Invitational action, and great to have so many of you with us already. SCV and a probe have a little bit of a fight here. Let's see what's going on. And we are just going to be having the probe being pushed away by the SCV. Reaper on the way out right now from the barracks, and we are going to be having the, again, the Nexus, the Cyber Core, everything you'd kind of expect so far currently coming through. I'm just going to have to open my window a moment, guys. It's a little bit stuffy in here today, honestly. One of those days where it's just a little bit warmer, which is nice. It's getting warmer. We're hitting springtime, summertime, maybe even soon. Oh, thank God for that. It's been such horrible weather lately. Actually, yesterday, it was really horrible here where I live. It was absolutely... The rain was just, like, pouring down. It was insane. Anyways, we do see the second racks on the way up and the reactor coming down from aLive. Really nothing too crazy just yet to get us started in the first few minutes of the turn versus Protoss. No real surprises at all for now, so we'll continue on and see what will happen. Twilight Council drops some DNS, and that's a cool little decision. Obviously, we're so used to seeing Stargate openings. It's always fun, I think, to see kind of something like, something like a Twilight Council instead. So cool to kind of see where this will go from DNS's point of view. As an adept coming through the center of the map, meanwhile we have this probe of DNS just nibbling away at an SCV. It's doing a little bit of damage over here. And it's aLive. His 2-1-1 opener, so that's something he actually used in the TvZ as well before. He's now going to try and use this in the TvP. So we're actually going to be seeing triple worker kill here. And Adept continuing to come on forwards, and that Reaper chased away. So 3 workers going down. We're going to be seeing the couple of probes have to pull away there just for the moment, and we are going to have the continued push forwards, just chasing down this Reaper. Oh, this Reaper's annoying though. Continue to jump back in, so really causing some issue, and that's a Dark Shrine. That's a Dark Shrine that DNS is going to have seen by aLive. I wonder if he cancels it here. I mean, surely you know that now as aLive, right? I mean, you scout it, that's a pylon, that's a Dark Shrine. There's no way you don't realize that, so I'm intrigued to see if DNS really lets this finish. Obviously, the Dark Shrine rush is something that's a little bit different to usual. You don't usually expect to see. You expect to see something like a Blink opener, but that's obviously not what we're seeing here at all. What's up, Robert Farley, coming into the chat for the good afternoon and the Cheer 100. What's up, mate? Thank you very much for the daily Cheer 100. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, and good afternoon to yourself. The coupon's being used up on Match Arena. Oh, well, I mean, that's okay, though. It means everyone's already been an esports hero. That's okay. As long as we used up the coupons, that's the important thing. As we do see Adepts continue to come in towards the upper left-hand side to try and see what else they can get done. 1 SCV, 2 SCVs going down already. And we are going to be seeing these Adepts once again shading forwards to try and see what else is going on. The depot will raise. The reactor here will obviously be part of the wall as well. So aLive keeping this safe for now. And again, his Raven actually on the way out. So the 2-1-1, but then it actually went in towards the reactor because instead he wants to get a Raven out to help deal with Dark Templar. Now he's actually chrono boosting his DT Shrine. I wonder if that was just a misclick. Like he selected chrono boost and he clicked here, but it was actually still over the Dark Shrine. Because you don't usually chrono boost the Dark Shrine unless you're trying to upgrade Blink DTs, and that alone would be kind of something a little bit spectacular here. As we are going to be seeing the few Adepts just coming back home. They haven't found a chance to do too much either just yet in the TvP side of things. So Blink coming through, so that's kind of what we expected it to be originally. Obviously it's still an investment into the Dark Shrine, which you have to put to use in some way. He will be morphing in 1 DT at the front already, and that Dark Templar is going to move on forwards towards the upper side here. Going to be looking for a little bit of damage in the next few moments, so 1 Dark Templar coming across, looking to see just what it can do in the next few moments. I mean, again, just trying to force a few scans early, pick away at some bits and pieces. I mean, the Dark Shrine will be useful throughout the game. It's just, obviously, to invest into it early can slow other bits and pieces down, and that can be painful. Just a Marine there moving towards the 3rd, just to see if that's something which you can take maybe in the near future. We actually see a 4th and 5th racks coming down, though, so it's going to be a very aggressive setup actually from aLive for the moment. Now he's going to be mostly just looking to attack. He already has stem, combat shields is coming up, the +1 attack is almost here. And as he gets into all of these upgrades, we are going to see aLive in a very powerful position to just push on forwards across the map. What's the factory building now as well? It is reacted, so it's going to be Widow Mines for himself. Well, it is charging now 1-1 on the way from DNS. If he gets those upgrades up, it will be very useful. Let's see if it's going to work out for him. So that Chrono Boost coming through, we are going to see again the Raven and a few Marines just running around, catching a DT there. A few Stalkers coming across the map to see what else is going on. And looking to see just what else they can perhaps get up to. And as we do see them, obviously with Stalkers and Blink, he should be generally looking to pick away at a couple of units as they start to come across the map. Because with the Blink, the Stalker should always be able to kind of pick up a Marine or two, but running up the ramp is obviously not pretty. And already 1 Stalker going down, that's a bit of a mistake, that's a loss. A very painful loss actually. And that does hurt just a little bit here, as we do have the Stalkers still looking for more, but they still have to go up a ramp forward, and he doesn't have high ground vision. So he does take so much damage just moving up there, but at the same time, aLive is still somewhat kind of contained to the upper left-hand side, right? He hasn't moved across the map yet, so it's given DNS a lot of time to prepare for this attack. 5 extra gates just finished up. You know, all his gates are coming online now. 8 gates. He's got 1-1. Charge about to finish. You know, his immortal count is beginning to grow as well. He's got a few sentries building energy. He's got a lot of potential here in the next few moments to really make something work out. So, aLive now pushing across the map, but I really do feel as though DNS is kind of not in too bad of a spot, and I love this, by the way. These Stalkers are going to come in and find themselves just cutting off reinforcements, and I mean, this is actually annoying, because now suddenly some SCVs will be under fire. Yes, these Stalkers aren't going to be part of the fight, sure, but picking away at SCVs, that's going to be huge, and well, obviously, SCVs will fight, and maybe these Stalkers will begin to go down. They're just going to blink to the other side, and he's actually going to recall them. Well, that's even better, because now he's shut down reinforcements, slow down reinforcements, and he's going to have them at home for the fight. So really making good use of this here. Anti-armor missile, nice split away to minimize the damage on that as we see the charge coming through. Oh no! Look how many of his own units he hits with that anti-armor missile. It was on a Zealot that charged forwards. And so far, DNS, he's looking good to keep this back, trying to target down the Raven with a couple of Stalkers, which he does have. He's going to continue pushing this army away. Again, the reinforcements were slow here from aLive because they got held up by the Stalkers. Great use of the recall, and that's going to be DNS with a great hold here on 3 bases against the 2 base Terran. And this is looking very, very good right now for DNS in game number 1. So DNS looking fantastic so far as the Stalkers do begin to come off over to the right-hand side. Now I'm going to see 1 Marine gets shut down already. Dropping the main base, this is obviously one way in which aLive can start to actually find some damage that he hasn't had so far in this game. We'll empower a couple of these gates perhaps if he gets this pylon as well. Obviously look to be the intention as he takes down 1 pylon. We do see that is a cleanup here. Ooh, Stalkers blink forwards, but they don't find the medevacs, and so the Stalkers unable to get the kill. Liberator sieges up to the left side. Oh no, sentries, you're not the units that are meant to be here. Oh man, this is such an expensive Liberator. That's 3 sentries that go down, and wow, I mean, that is worth its weight in gold. 300 gas just disappearing from this game. That's a little bit crazy. Alright, well, a couple of medevacs continuing to the upper left, and we are going to see this bio still aLive, just gathered together on the natural. Going to be seeing +2 coming through as well here at the moment. And we're seeing again that DT just continue to move around as well, see what else is going on, and aLive is just still on 2 bases here. Time is running out for him unless he's going to lift this main and float it down to a 3rd, which he might do to try and stay in the game if it's going well enough for him, but he's already now 1-1 upgrades against 2-2. 3-3 is on the way from DNS, and the more that DNS gets here, the more he has to just take great fights. Now the Raven does have energy again, and well, fighting this mid-map, it means the Widow Mines aren't going to be burrowed. It means that the Raven wasn't ready, the Libs aren't sieged up. First Liberator goes down without a shot coming down. Anti-armor missile hits a good amount of these units, but not really the Zealots in the front, so initially here at least, these Zealots are just going to keep on tanking so many of these Marauder shots. And yes, he's being carried around, but slowly the Stalkers are blinking on after this. And I mean, the medevac count is disappearing, and without the medevacs, these units eventually go down as well. aLive is just not going to be able to make this work, as that's not going to be able to work out. This is going to be DNS taking game number 1 of this best of 3. His PVT looking solid in the first game. Great timing for us, and we can bring you guys game number 2 of DNS versus aLive. To the top right hand side, the blue Terran player is of course aLive. And to the bottom left hand side, the red Protoss is DNS. So game 2 of this best of 3. And looking to see what will happen to continue onwards as we jump on in. And already aLive, throwing down the proxied barracks, but with the early scout here from this probe, he's going to be able to get across the map and really identify this very quickly. So already this is going to be some good info from DNS. He sees that there's no barracks in the main base. He knows that he should probably be thinking about skipping his Nexus for just a little bit here. And kind of just building up from there. So let's see how this happens. Refinery is obviously coming down, double refinery, because you want to go into a factory behind this while getting this Reaper out. And again, let's see what continues to come on down here. Zealot on the way out at the moment for DNS as well. Zealot going to be popping in just a few moments at a time. And yeah, Reaper going to be hopping into the main very soon. Let's just follow this Reaper for a moment or two. It's going to be where the action is at. You can see already, obviously not throwing down a Nexus. Actually, pylon block to the front. That SCV, that depot is... that's not meant to be like that. Factory does build as well. All of this information gained by the probe already. And here comes the Reaper. Is Zealot out? Adept will Chrono Boost. Obviously, there's some time here where, yes, it is very likely that the Reaper can get some damage done. The Zealot is here to try and at least force it to keep on moving a little bit more. First probe that's damaged goes into the assimilator, but does then get taken down. And again, Zealot taking a couple of shots. I mean, it's less shots on the probe, and that's generally going to be better for you as the Protoss player. As we do see the Adept popping out. We already saw the Stargate thrown down here. So it's a good response to this one-base play of the Terran, although now the Terran player will begin to expand, and the Protoss player, well, okay, you can't build an expansion with the Zealot, but I imagine he will be looking for his own expansion in a moment or two as well. So, very minimal difference here between the two of them, as we do see this Nexus dropping. And we are going to be seeing a Cyclone on the way up in the main base. Again, that Command Center coming down on the natural, and this first Reaper of aLive just getting itself together down towards the lower left to have a little bit of a look to see what it can get up to in the near future. So Reaper just sat outside the front, and Oracle being Chrono boosted at the moment, and again that barracks continuing to fly all the way up to the top side. A Tech Lab's going to come down here, and even a second barracks starting up. No starport, just going to focus on the Cyclones in terms of gas production, or gas usage. He could have afforded a starport, he has the gas for it, so interesting, and he doesn't go for it at all here, I suppose. As we do just have the Tech Lab on this barracks going to build up as it has returned home. And this Reaper of aLive just popping up, seeing that there is a Nexus. But I guess now it's all about the Oracle, which is going to move across here and try and find some damage. Obviously the Cyclones are there to deflect this. Let's see if those Cyclones will be successful or not. The biggest issue with the Cyclones is, yes, they do a lot of damage initially, but the Oracle's pretty fast, so it can generally get away pretty quick. Let's see how many workers it can get. One worker maybe, and that probably is actually all. He'll turn around for 2 and before continuing to move away, but with a scan, that's a dead Oracle. Doesn't even need a scan. Wow, perfect. So DNS loses the Oracle, and that's a good shutdown on Oracle number 1. Only 2 workers. aLive should be pretty happy with that, as another Oracle coming across the map looking for a little bit more damage here then. Obviously, hopefully, a little bit more than what you just found in that first Oracle, because 2 workers, again, really doesn't quite hit the marker for the investment made to get this Oracle out and into play. Phoenix is going to be popping out here as well in a moment, and, well, the Depth Shade will pick off the Reaper, which just got one final scout into the main base. Not really anything to see, actually. Another gateway coming up, which makes 3 gates in total. I guess he sees the Phoenix coming through, which is good information in terms of maybe that this will be a Phoenix-focused composition moving onwards. Interesting though, because I guess it's not what you kind of I guess you're just kind of expecting to see something like a Robo or Twilight or Forge, but you don't really get any of that info, because it is just Phoenix instead, but I guess that does make sense in a third Nexus comes down on the gold already, so DNS playing a little bit risque here in these early stages. We do see the Engineering Bay +1 attack is about halfway done. Starport is going to get ready to swap onto that reactor as the factory. We'll probably be moving off of it, and obviously Medivacs can start. There's makeshift wall here, by the way, after this Deeper was misplaced. aLive gets it there. Of course, it is important to have walls in TvP nowadays because it minimizes what Adepts can do. You know, if you have a big warping of Adepts, even just Zealots in the main base, it just stops them from transferring between bases as easily. You can really contain what the Protoss does, or at least slow them down quite a lot. Like that, actually, the Oracle is going to jump onto one of the Cyclones as the Phoenix lifts one of the other ones. High ground vision isn't there now. Another Phoenix shows up. That could be a kill. He actually lifts up an SCV instead, as he was maybe looking to build a third CC in location. It's only triple racks this time, no 4th and 5th just yet, so we'll see if aLive continues to try for the third base, and he does get it down over here. Not going to build it in location, which means it's going to have a little bit of a flight time over. Again, DNS's gold base is already finishing up, and that's going to be huge if it goes unpunished. I mean, the ability to be on a gold base with no kind of punishment, while your opponent's just on 2 bases, I mean, it's a good amount of income advantage, as we are going to see him jumping onto once again one of these Cyclones. Might have to pull away here now, though, but he does get the kill just before that happens, so that is fantastically done. Another Phoenix coming up here as we see Resonating Glaives and the +1 attack upgrade on the Forge. So DNS continuing to, well, set up with kind of a very standard follow-up, kind of Phoenix Adept, but as you go in towards Phoenix Adept here, he is missing the Glaives right now. It's a very late Glaives, and this push right now has Stim, it has Medivacs, it's got power in it. The biggest issue for aLive is he doesn't know where the third is, he doesn't expect it to be on the gold base, and so pushing in here, he's going to see no expansion. And that's obviously a little bit troubling, because if he'd gone into the other side, it would have been a dead gold base instantly. As it stands right now, can we actually see our Protoss player fighting this at all? Well, he'll sort of lift some units with the Phoenix to try and minimize their damage, even just get some extra damage output, and he will defend this. Wow, Phoenix are pretty good, man. Sometimes I'm amazed by the power of units, and I'm actually just genuinely straight up surprised that he was able to defend this so easily. Obviously, the big benefit from here as well is that now, as these Phoenix come back in, these Medivacs are never going to get away, because even if you try and boost, these Phoenix will just keep on chasing, and there isn't enough on the ground to actually protect from the Phoenix chase. And so, it's a complete cleanup from DNS, who is sat on the gold base, a gold base which is now down to the south side under attack. 8, 9 workers going down. You see a couple of Widow Mines going off as well, as we do see Adepts and Stalkers finally recalling over here to deal with it. But again, it's the entire army that gets cleaned up from DNS, and even one of the Medivacs gets caught right now. I mean, it's again, aLive is just losing so much in every single one of these trades, and I mean, I guess again, for now, that is kind of the issue, right? Medivac continues along through the south side. So I'm going to see what else is happening here. Medivac going up the right, and we do see again a few Phoenixes gathering together in the center. I mean, in general, DNS has cleaned out a couple of armies a couple of times over, so he's in this sort of position where a fight could go very well for him. I guess we'll see here in a moment if he wants to commit. Blinking on +1 armor on the way, more Adepts warping. There's a gold base from aLive. If DNS could just get a few Adepts over there, that would be amazing. Phoenix here will be maybe looking to pick up those Widow Mines before they even properly burrow. Minimize the damage. The Widow Mine or 2 will go off, though, into a lot of those Adepts, and that's painful. Marauders lifted up, and oh my god, those sentry shots, or force fields, sorry, are absolutely disgusting. Again, the Marauders being lifted takes away a lot of the tanking potential here of the Marauders. So suddenly the DNS army is going to be able to get a lot more done. The wall-off here will be important, but maybe you can just bust down a depot, so I mean, at the very least, he's going to get a lot of SCVs, which are coming in to repair. Phoenix are targeting down Medivacs as well. As Phoenix target down Medivacs, some more damage continuing to be done. Oh, a couple of mules dropping down, but really, again, unable to properly repair here. Pulling back just a little bit, those depots still under fire. And we are going to be seeing aLive is able to just sort of defend, but now DNS goes towards the gold base, and that's obviously just a location that's ripe for the picking, right? I mean, SCVs will pull behind the mineral line. Stalkers didn't actually have the blink available there to actually get rid of that Widowmine effectively. Medevac's thinking of coming over and maybe save the SCVs, but then he would have lost the Medevac, so maybe just wasn't going to be worthwhile as Stalker's cleaning up that Widowmine too, and another couple of depths will continue to warp in. Units continue to come out here, and of course now the third base is gone, and aLive is really struggling at the moment in this TvP. It's really struggling. Just going to be seeing a few Stalkers coming up the ramp to see what they can potentially get done. Finds himself nothing but a loss on his own Stalker. But all this time, DNS is now setting up in towards a fourth base. He's continuing to just establish himself in this game. And yeah, aLive has a couple of things going his way, 2-2 for example. But he really only has one push left in him. After this next push, it's going to be it's going to be an uphill battle. You know, if this army right now doesn't get something done, aLive has nothing to fall back on anymore, and that is going to really, really suck. Warprism trying to find some damage, but it comes in a bit too early actually, because the army is still here. Obviously would have been better spent coming in, you know, when that army starts to move across the map, so we'll see how maybe that happens once again if he rebuilds the Warprism, honestly. I mean, he could probably get away with just building. I guess he isn't using the Robo for anything else at the moment, so I guess it would make some sense to utilize the Robo for Warprism. He's actually going to get another Immortal. I kind of like that as well, because if he is going to add Immortals in, it is something that is going to help the army. So it does make some sense here. As again, Bio moving through the center of the map. RDS scanner coming down, and Observer being picked away at. And aLive, just seeing what else he can do here. And Phoenix down to the south side from DNS is keeping some good track of little bits and pieces that are going on. And yeah, a few Widowmines coming forwards to try and help out with that. Adepts will shade forwards. The Liberators are going to get ready to siege up themselves. Nice little spree split to kind of minimize the damage from the Widowmines. The Widowmines actually get a lot done, but the Stalkers get rid of the Liberators for the most part. And again, there's just too many Adepts here. And that's going to be a little bit too much, as aLive is going to drop the series to DNS. And DNS is going to find his first series win of the